Well, I've had an absolute disaster. You can see my PC's open here. We've had a hard drive crash just when I was uploading some video the footage that I'd taken yesterday, which I was meant to release a how to grow a ton of galangal video last night. Couldn't get it done because I lost part of that video that I worked all day on. I could have lost everything, but luckily I was able to get the thing going again, and what I've been doing is letting it cool down, switching the PC on and off, and been able to get most of it so far, most of all my files. I had it backed up until a couple of months ago, so like I haven't lost all our years or everything. We have backups. This is a backup here, which I would encourage everyone who does videos or photography to always back up everything, so in case they lose their hard drive like this, they can at least save most of their work. But the stuff that I'd been doing over the last few months wasn't backed up. I hadn't been keeping this backed up every day or so. So I could have lost all of that, but it looks like we'll get it all back, which is great. But there is some files. This failed in the process of uploading the video that I shot yesterday to make the how to grow a ton of galangal. But just means that I'm going to have to refilm that again, and it means that I don't get that video out that I wanted to this week. Sometimes you just can't help bad luck, and that's what it is in this case. Instead of making videos, I've been doing this, but what I'll do is I'll put together a compilation video of what's been happening that I'd already started doing. So of what's been happening around the property, I'll include this into it, and so that you guys know what's been happening over this last fortnight. Right, there you go. Pardon my appearance, and yeah, I'm sitting here in my boxer shorts at the moment. Haven't had a shower, my hair's all messy, probably got sleep in my eyes. But when you're so reliant and obsessed with your video creation, the biggest nightmare for a creator like myself is to lose all your videos and your photos. Anyway, looks like we've saved most of it. Ah, very nice. There are these radishes. They're coming through the top of that bed nicely. That should work really well. G'day, I'm Mark from Self-Sufficient Me, and in this video I wanted to give you this vlog type update again. The last time I did this you guys were quite receptive to it, so I thought I'd continue on with this type of theme, give you a bit of an update of what's been going on around the property, and we'll cover several points. Rightio, let's just get stuck into it. First of all, I want to talk about filming an upcoming YouTube series here on this channel. You might know from seeing some of my social media or some of the pictures and comments that I've written on the channel in the community tab that I won an award not so long ago from Creator Queensland. Now, I'm not going to harp on too much about the award, it's just that it was very welcomed, of course. I was honoured to receive it, and the whole point of it is to try to help me create more and get my channel up to another level. We just finished filming last week. We did quite a lot of work leading up to it, and then 3 solid days, like I mean early mornings right through to the late afternoon, hooking in to making this 5-part series. The 5-part series is going to be about growing food in small spaces, so hopefully that could resonate more with younger people and more with people that are living in the city. But anyway, I won't say too much more about that, except to say that I have been busy creating content. Even though you haven't seen a heck of a lot of me, these videos will be coming out in late October, perhaps early November, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys think of it and seeing how the series goes, and then seeing if we can build off that and keep creating those types of mini series around certain subjects. You might have remembered I did one off my own bat, which was a seed saving type series, a 5-part series on that, but that was done all on my Pat Malone. This one here was done with a team. Had a lot more ideas from different people, and especially younger people. Not saying that younger people have all the answers for my channel or for improving it or anything like that. I'm just saying that I would like to try to help younger people get more involved with growing their own food and get them more interested in gardening, food gardening in particular, because I think that once they find out that their busy lives of starting careers and studying and all that doesn't necessarily have to be disrupted too much by growing your own food. I think once they realise that, and a lot of them have, but I want more to, they will find that it's a healthier and easier option than Ubering all their food and not growing anything, even though they might have some small space like a balcony or a small courtyard or even a community garden where they can just participate for just a little bit, grow a little bit of food that can really help a lot, especially if you're on a budget like a student or whatever. Anyway, that series is coming up and I hope you enjoy it. The next thing I want to talk about is linked to that. So part of this award is a trip to the USA. And I haven't been to America for a long time, since the early 90s. And that was pretty much a stopover on the way to working anyway, in a job that part of my military career for nearly 12 months in the Sahara Desert with a conflict that was going on there that we had to help out with. So my trip to the US is going to be a really fantastic thing, and part of it is getting to YouTube headquarters in LA and doing a tour, having a look around and getting some more tips and hints. And it's something I've really wanted to do, especially in the last several years since I've really gotten stuck into YouTube and enjoy making and creating these videos so much. So what's growing well at the moment here? What have we got on the go? I get this request quite a lot of people asking if I can do a video showing exactly what's growing now. And I've done that in the past, a few walk around videos, but I'll just target some specific crops that are doing well at the moment. We're still in our winter, but as of the 1st of September, it will be the start of spring here. So the weather's starting to warm up. I'm even beating up here now, talking to you as the sun's setting. And so it's quite warm when you're standing out in the sun, and you can really feel it warming up now. Remember, I live in a subtropical climate, and so it does get really hot through summer, but through the winter we can grow a lot of cooler climate crops, such as a lot of your traditional greens like salad crops, lettuce, mustard greens, Asian greens, your brassicas, your onions, and even tomatoes, believe it or not. If we don't get any heavy frosts, and this area can get those odd winters where you get a couple of really heavy frosts in a row, that can knock off potatoes, it can knock off tomatoes, but the majority of the time you can get a fair tomato crop and a potato crop through our winter. The best time though is as it's coming into summer. That's when the tomatoes and even the potatoes start to thrive. And I'm starting now to plant chilies, capsicums, sweet peppers, as they say in the USA, and they will start to grow now and grow really well through spring and into summer. The thing that's funny about it is, even though chilies, capsicums are related to tomatoes and potatoes, they don't handle our winter very well at all. And they generally, this is on our property, some other places around here can grow them, but it depends on the microclimate as well of the property. But in our place, the chilies and that, they will grow slowly through our winter, and we still pick chilies and still have them. Capsicums generally don't grow at all, the large sweet peppers, but even the chili plants slow right down and then pick back up in spring. So we've started growing our capsicums again. I've started planting out some seedlings, and we'll see how they go, especially the new ones in our new raised garden beds. I'm keen to grow some of the big thick walled capsicums because they get targeted by the fruit fly. But in these raised beds, what I'm going to do for this next season is place over a fruit fly net to make sure that they can't get through. It might bring on some other issues like pollination, but I think I'll go ahead with the old electric toothbrush on the flowers and see if I can hand pollinate most of the plants and see if we can get a decent crop of capsicums and thicker peppers like the jalapenos, for example, that have a thicker wall. And even though they're hot and maybe usually acidic, the fruit fly still even sting them, which is really annoying. As far as the orchard goes, the mangoes are really coming into season. It's really great. They're flowering like crazy at the moment, and I think it's better than last season because last season we had this real kind of heat wave in the middle of winter and it triggered some flowering but not a lot of flowering, and then spring came, it got cold again and the flowers stopped and they died off, and then we had this second flush in spring again. But this time it's remained fairly steady through winter, and they've got just the one flush of growth now coming into spring, and they look fantastic. Plus the pruning we did last year has given the trees, I think, an extra boost, and I reckon we're going to get a good crop of mangoes. The citrus now are starting to reflower, even though we've got plenty of citrus still hanging on the trees, and we've been gorging ourselves on oranges and mandarins and grapefruit and limes and lemons. But now they're reflowering, so I'll give them a bit of a boost coming into spring with some fertilizer, and we'll get another fantastic crop as we do every year, I'm sure, this next coming season. But it's fantastic to have the citrus growing all through and ripening through winter, keeps the colds away, but then the mangoes and those tropical fruits coming in through summer to have that fruit all year round here in the subtropics. Birdie's sent me a wicking bed. This is something I've never tried before. I've never been much of a aquaponic or hydroponic type guy because it's just a little beyond me. I'm used to growing like this. I get a lot of success in growing in raised garden beds without hydroponics or aquaponics. I'm very interested in that type of stuff. I like watching it and I like watching other people doing it. I think it's great and they get some great results, but it's not for me. However, this wicking bed, it does intrigue me, especially when you're going through summer here. I'm keen to find out if watering through a pipe into the base of the bed and letting it wick up will work here, especially in the middle of summer, and perhaps be easier on the plants than continually trying to overhead water or put in a sprinkler system or something like that. So yeah, I'll put together this wicking bed and I'll give you some feedback on it and do a proper video on the installation and the growing part of it, and let you know what I think of it. And as the sun's setting, the last thing I wanted to say was a public thank you again to the Patreon supporters that support me. Without your monetary help every month, I wouldn't have the confidence to continue on with my YouTube channel. You've helped me a great deal to know that there's people out there that are willing to not just support me by watching videos, but also back me monetarily, and that has been a real confidence boost for me as I get a big shot of sunlight just as it's going down past the trees. I think that's appropriate because that's what you like to me, this sunlight that helps me focus and gives me that confidence, like I said, to create more content, knowing that you got my back and that you can help me pay some bills at the end of the month, and then I can grow on this. And if I work hard, I can turn, like I said, this into a really good, not just a business, but something that I can love doing, an information type, content creation type business that I'm giving back but also receiving at the same time, and that is the perfect employment for me. So I just wanted to say thank you very much publicly for that. And I know that I haven't been very active on Patreon, just specific to you guys, but now that Nina is back, she's left the mines, she's now having a well-earned break. Like I said, we're going to go on a family holiday as well, and so she's having a really good break now. She's done so well, and but she's back and she'll be able to do a bit of the home duties and let me do a little bit more of the content creation that I really love doing. So hopefully I'll be able to pump out a little bit more on YouTube, but also on my Patreon area as well, and give you some of that extra content that I promise. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this vlogging type video of what's been happening, what's been going on. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye for now.